step up to the plate and deal with this problem. Let's turn now to Representative Noem. She's a Republican Congresswoman from South Dakota. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Obviously, the president's speaking now in Australia at this very moment. Congress warned today about the rise of China's military power, which can only get stronger so far as their economy is the one growing and lending, and ours is the one not growing and borrowing. Is the Super Committee going to do its job?
Well, I hope so. You know, when you're talking about China, the fact is that they hold a lot of our debt, too. So the more debt we continue to accumulate, you know, that's who's been buying our bonds. So it is a very concerning situation. This super committee needs to come forward with a bill and present it. It's time we do our job here in Washington, D.C., and give us something that actually offers some solutions. So
you are a Tea Party member. You have been staunch in your belief that we don't need tax increases. Mr. Toomey came on this show, member of the Super Committee, and said he had come around to the idea that the wealthiest Americans would, when he got rid of loopholes and lowered their overall tax rate, end up paying more after the Super Committee did its deal than they did before. Are you on board with that?
Well, I've always said I'm not in favor of raising tax rates, but I'm certainly in favor of a more fair system, which means eliminating some of those loopholes and exemptions that have been around for decades. And so if we can do that, broaden the base, make sure that we're having a more fair system at the end of the day, absolutely, I would support that. The only thing I'm not in favor of is increasing tax rates that are going to drive more companies to look overseas to start jobs. You know, we need those jobs in this country, and so we need to be competitive.
But it's interesting because it sounds like you're saying something that is significant and perhaps conciliatory, which is, all right, you'd rather have a lower rate, but if you got rid of loopholes and that meant some people ended up paying more all in, that's okay. So you could get new revenue.
Yeah, I have said all along, from the very beginning when I first started running for Congress and even when I served in the South Dakota State Legislature, that I am coming here to reform taxes. Our tax system is complicated, convoluted. We need to make it more fair. We shouldn't be picking winners and losers with the government, and that's what we're doing through our tax code.
But in direct answer to the question, you'd be all right with some people paying more after than before?
Well, there's going to be some people that will. If you eliminate exemptions and close loopholes, absolutely, there'll be more people that'll be paying more dollars in taxes.
So what are you doing to get the Super Committee to get a deal done? Because we're hearing every day, you know, they say they're going to do a deal, and then, well, we're getting really close to the deadline, and there's a lot of finger pointing going on, and there's got to be a deal. So what are you going to do to get them to get it done?
Well, we've got the pressure on. You know, I'm the freshman liaison to the leadership team, and so the leadership team certainly knows how the freshman class feels. We want them to offer something that's a real solution, something that we really will fix our problems in this country. And so we've been very vocal about that. We're expecting them to bring forward results. If they don't, it'll be very disappointing for us, and we'll have to deal with sequestration at that point.
I'm just curious, before we go, there was a letter that was put out that about 100 congressmen and women signed, 60 Democrats, 40 Republicans. And it said put everything on the table, whether that be new revenue in the form of taxes and also spending cuts. But you didn't sign that, did you?
No, I don't believe that I did. You know, there's hundreds of letters that are circulated around here every day, but that one doesn't sound familiar to me.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your taking the time to join us tonight.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, too.
All right. Let's bring in John.